What is up, guys? Previous goals here. Today I'm going to be bringing you another video. We're going to be talking about the IEM Katowice 2016 Season 10 Finals for CSGO. So today we're going to be going over some information about the tournament. I'm going to be giving you guys my predictions, and I'm just going to be running down like over the schedule and stuff for the tournament. So the tournament is going to be obviously in Poland, in Katowice, like the major last year, except this year it's not a major, it's just the smaller tournament because obviously MLG are having their major tournament over in America. The dates will be from March 4th to 6th, and it will be in the Spodek Arena, which is the same arena as last year, so it is still the same arena, but it's just going to be a small tournament. So we're going to have the group stages, which is going to be on March 4th and March 5th, and they are going to, the 2nd of March and 3rd of March, which is the Wednesday and Thursday next week, they're going to be held in the back, so backstage without audience participation. And then 4th and 5th of March, it's going to be the quarterfinals, semi-finals on the 4th, and the grand final on the 5th of March. So firstly, we have the groups. We have Group A, which is Fnatic, Na'Vi, Luminosity, Ninjas in Pyjamas, Mouse Sports, and the Mongols. And Group B is Team Envious, Astralis, Virtus.pro, FaZe Clan, eFrag Esports, and Tempo Storm. So mostly it consists of European teams. Then we have the one Asian team and two Brazilian teams, which is obviously Luminosity and Tempo Storm. So the full schedule here is, on the first day we're going to have Ninjas in Pyjamas versus Mouse Sports kicking off the whole tournament. Next up is Fnatic versus Na'Vi, and just a quick reminder, the link for the website that I'm reading these off is in the description. I'm just looking at HLTV, and yes, if you don't want to listen to me blabber on about this, you can just go read it yourself. Then we have Luminosity, Na'Vi, Mouse Sports versus Mongols, Fnatic, Luminosity, NiP, Mongols, Fnatic versus NiP, which is going to be a really good matchup. Mouse Sports versus Na'Vi, Luminosity versus the Mongols, NiP versus Na'Vi, which again is going to be a great matchup. Mouse Sports versus Luminosity, Fnatic versus Mongols, Na'Vi versus the Mongols, Luminosity versus NiP, which will be another really good game. So group on Wednesday is going to be a lot of really good matches. I would say about 4 or 5 really good matches going on. Thursday we have Group B matches. Just to let you know, Wednesday was the Group A matches. So kicking off Thursday we have Envious versus Astralis, which is going to be a big game because both of these teams are top 5 in the world. Then we have eFrag versus FaZe, and I think it will be good showing for FaZe because they haven't really played as much this year, so it'll be a good tournament for them if they can place high. Then we're going to have VP versus Astralis, which will be a decent matchup, but considering a VP slump right now, we're not sure what's going to happen. Then we're going to have eFrag versus Tempo Storm, Envious versus Virtus.pro, FaZe versus Tempo Storm, Envious versus FaZe, eFrag versus Astralis, Virtus.pro versus Tempo Storm, FaZe versus Astralis, eFrag versus Virtus.pro, Envious versus Tempo Storm, Astralis versus Tempo Storm, Virtus.pro versus FaZe, and Envious versus eFrag. So that is the rundown of the first 2 days, which is the group stage matches. And then we move on to Friday, 4th of March, which is the quarterfinals, the semi-finals. So firstly, I'm going to tell you guys who I think is going to get out of the group stages. Now, it's pretty obvious, but from Group A, I know it's going to be Fnatic, Na'Vi, Luminosity, and Ninjas in Pyjamas. The Mongols, obviously, they don't have a chance, really. Like, they're an Asian team, then they are good, to be fair with them, but they don't have a chance against the European teams. And Mouse Sports are just, I would consider them a tier 2 team because they just don't have the skill, to be honest, to participate in matches against these guys. Because to be honest, I think they're going to put up a good fight. Like, there might be close scorelines, like 16-10, 16-9, 16-12, whatever. But in the end, they're just going to end up losing. And in Group B, I think it's going to be Team Envious, Astralis, FaZe, and VP. Even considering VP's slump, I do have a feeling that they're going to come out on top at LAN. Hopefully they do, because otherwise it's going to be a massive disappointment on them and their organization. It would just be kind of funny, because in the ESL Pro League they're like on a 10-1 or something, 10 losses, 1 win, which is kind of weird for them, because considering last year they did win a couple of big tournaments. So yeah, now that speaking of the quarterfinals, we're gonna have quarterfinal 1, which is going to be either between Fnatic. I would say it's gonna be between Fnatic and Na'Vi. So Fnatic, I think Fnatic will definitely get into the semi-finals. I know that, and in the semi-finals, I think it's going to be Fnatic and Nip. Considering Nip's performance, Get Right is on his like god level that he was probably 2 years ago. Forest is kind of slowed down since he's become in-game leader, and since he's become AWPer, sorry, as Alu left, but he's still really good. And then we have Freiburg. He's doing great this year. Like compared to last year, this year he's pulling off some great rounds. So yeah, I believe that Ninjas is gonna beat Luminosity, even though Luminosity are really good. But I have a feeling Nip versus Fnatic in the semi-finals of Group A, and of Group B, I have a feeling it's gonna be Astralis versus Envious in the semi-finals. VP, they don't really have a chance, but FaZe Clan, they do have a chance. So I'm probably wrong on this one, but it could end up being FaZe versus Envious or FaZe versus Astralis, depending on how Astralis perform in the group stage. We all know Envious, obviously they're slow starters, so they're probably not going to perform that great in the group stage, but they will end up getting out. And then we move on to the grand final. So the grand final, obviously, it has to be either Nip, Astralis, Envious, or Fnatic. Now, as we know, Fnatic, they haven't lost a single tournament with the Dennis lineup yet, so they've attended 5 or 6 tournaments this year, or since they've got a hold of Dennis, and they haven't lost a single tournament yet, and they've placed first in every single one. It's crazy that they haven't lost one yet. So I'm guessing if you follow the pattern, they're probably going to win this one as well. But let's just put that aside for now. Let's say they lose, alright? So that will probably be either Envious versus Nip, or Astralis versus Nip. As I think in the semi-finals, Nip, because looking back at all the majors that Nip placed second in, and even the one that they won, Cologne 2014, they generally even slower starters than Envious, which is surprising. But they end up, if it's like big tournament, and IEM Katowice is quite a huge tournament. It's prize pool $250,000, so it's pretty big. It's quite a big tournament, and they end up always performing at the end, like around the quarterfinals, semi-finals area. That's when they perform, like under pressure, they perform the best. So let's just say that Nip get to the finals. Then we have Astralis, Envious. Astralis right now are performing, I would say, better than Envious, because since Envious has won the major DreamHack Collision of Poker, they've kind of been dropping off slightly. I mean, they've still got it, but Happy's been dropping off. Like, I've been watching all the games, and Happy's performance has been kind of at an all-time low since MBK took over in-game leading. So I'm not sure if that was a good change. I'm not sure if Happy actually frags better when he's in-game leading, because it should be the other way around. But I guess they'll have to figure something out. And Astralis, on the other hand, in the ESL ESEA Pro League, I couldn't say that, they've been performing really well. Like, I think they've got a 5-1 record so far or something, whereas Envious have like a 5-2 or something, 4-2. I'm not sure on the exact scores, but yeah, I think Astralis, just individually, I would say Zipnix and Device has been performing very well in Overpass, really, with an AWP, but I would say Zipnix and Dupree have been performing out of their mind, especially Zipnix. Like, he's been getting crazy clutches, crazy 3Ks, 2Ks. He's been getting the impact frags. That's what matters. He's been performing very well over the past over 2016, really. So I believe that as much as I love MVS, they're my favorite team. I think it's going to be Nip versus Astralis in the finals, but I'm a really bad predictor. Like I make bad predictions. So you know, let's just hope for the best and hope that I'm right. So in the finals, Nip versus Astralis, who is going to win? I would say that it's 50-50 in my opinion. I can't make this kind of prediction because I'm probably just going to make a fool out of myself. I reckon that it's going to go 1-1, and then in the third map it's going to go to overtime, and then Nip are going to win it because they just perform better under pressure, and knowing Astralis, they choke a lot. And this will be their first big win in a very long time because they've been getting semi-finals, quarterfinals. They haven't reached a final yet, so you know, let's just hope for the best and see who wins. But anyways, it's gonna be a great tournament. Hope you guys will watch it and stuff. I'm gonna be watching most of it if I can, but I'm gonna be at school while it runs, so yeah, you know, I'll try and catch up on all the matches if I can. And yeah, I'll be making a recap video after the tournament, just telling you guys how it all went down. If you didn't actually get a chance to watch it, I'll be giving you updates on all the scores and the who won and stuff, and the matches and the important matches and stuff. So yeah, stay tuned for all those good videos. One video probably. But yeah, have fun watching the tournament, and until next time guys, peace out and have a great day.